Okay, so now you've shown your students how to take an AR quiz and you've shown your students how to take a STAR test. I'm going to show you how you can go in and check their progress. So first, let's start with AR quizzes. You would go into independent reading, record, books, and goals, reading practice quizzes. But before you click that, make sure you have the class that you want up here in case you have access to more than one class. So I have clicked my class, 7A. I'm going to click Reading Practice Quizzes. And I then see all of my students. And what pops up is their most recent quiz that they've taken and then their score. I can click on their name and it'll show all the tests they've taken this year. This is also where I can delete if you want to give them more than one option, or if you want to print their TOPS report for parent-teacher conferences to put in their binder or tracking purposes. While I'm here, I'm going to show you a little bit about a TOPS report. I usually have my students print this and keep in their binders. Just a heads up, the Chromebooks will not print to your printer. So this is what a TOPS report looks like. And there's 4 big sections. What I read, I have the students track the title, their book level, whether it was fiction or nonfiction, the percentage or accuracy they got on that book, and the points earned. Then on the bulletin board in my classroom, once goals are set, they will have the percentage they are towards their point goal, and out of all the books they've read, what percentage correct they've gotten on all of them. Both of these scores are tracked in my classroom. Because my students have not finished the STAR test, they do not have points. How to set points and accuracy goals as well as book level goals are in a different tutorial. So you can go back to home or go back to the previous screen. If you want to look at reading practice goals, you can go there and you can see all your students' goals. Now, as you can see, I have not set mine yet. I will show that in a separate tutorial. Go back to home. Now let's talk about some of the STAR reports. In STAR reports, you have these different options, but we're going to talk just about the reports. So click on Reports, and I'm going to show you 2 of my favorites. The first one is down at the bottom called Test Record. You can choose to look it up by student, class, or groups. I just want to look at, I could look at 7A, or maybe I just want to look at one student. And this will show all 7th and 8th graders that are loaded into STAR this year. I know that Michael Smith has taken more than one test. We have 2 Michael Smiths this year. One is 7th and one is 8th. So I'm going to check them both so I can show you what it looks like if they've taken more than one. Then you can click the date range you want. I usually do it for the whole year. Make sure grade equivalent is yes. I don't really care about their ID, and I don't need it broken up by page. But if you want to print these off and cut them apart for the students, you would want a page break. View report. Okay, so here is Michael Smith, my 8th grader, or was my 8th grader. He's taken it twice. He took it on 8/21 in enrichment with Mrs. Peters. The standard scores here, grade placement, 8th grade. His grade equivalent score, his percentile rank, and what I like to share with the kids is their ZPD. This tells them what range of books they should try to stay in when they're reading by themselves. Scaled score I like better than the grade equivalent, and I can explain scaled score at a different time. When you're happy with that, you can go back to home, or you can customize this report to add more students or change class, or you can select a different report, which is what we're going to do. My second favorite one is the diagnostic report. So you click on that. I'm going to just show you the same 2 students. If you want to pick a specific date, again, you can do that. If you want to use the trend score, you have to have at least 3 data points before it will give you a trend score. You can show grade equivalently. I always like to show skill area scores, so I click yes. I don't care about their ID. I like to group by class, sort by last name, and view your report. So each student, once they've taken the STAR test, depending on what you chose, will give you a diagnostic report. So here's Michael's, and it's broken down into scaled score, percentile rank, grade equivalent, but my favorite are the domain scores. So in literature, key ideas and details, he was in the 25th percentile, and so on. Because each quarter they may be tested with different domains, and that is what I like to look at. So if next time he takes it and his key ideas and details go up to 30, great. It gives some reading recommendations. And then this is another one of my favorites. It tells you how many questions and it breaks it up. So he got us 27 on questions about character traits, 25 when it came to inferencing and evidence, 21% on plot, and so on. So it really breaks it down on each skill, which is nice. And I'm going to show you another one. If you would like to send a parent home, there's English or Spanish over here. And, you know, if you want to, you can send that home, have them sign it and return it just to keep the parent in the loop. When they take in one, it looks like this. So it kind of explains to the parent what each of the sections mean, what the PR stands for, the IRL, and the ZPD. Then they sign it, date it, you can put comments down here, and so on. Another one is the growth. This one's a really good one once you've tested at least 3 times. Once you've tested at least 3 times, you'll get a picture and it'll show a trend line. Right now, no one in Kelly's class has taken it more than 3 times. But you can see that they've taken it twice and it shows growth. Oops. select a different report. And I could show you all of these, but feel free to go through and pick the ones you like best. Go back to home. So that's all I have for reports and looking up quizzes and stuff on AR. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks. See you next time.